I'm Arvin Haddad. I'm the How to Buy Mansion guy. I'm going to point out the flaws in the most beautiful home in Big Sur, so when you buy, design, and build your mansion, you won't make the same mistakes. Let's go. We have a problem. Do you see that crack right in the middle of the road? That's a bad sign. Right in the middle, on the slope, that's telling me the earth is moving. And it's not my fault, it's the asphalt. So don't blame it on me. We're having a problem right off the bat.
Today we're standing in one of the most breathtaking places in the entire world, Big Sur, California. This home and property is as detailed as it is beautiful. Let's begin. So starting this tour here out on the grounds.
Do you see that crack? Do you see this crack right here? There's a crack on half of the property. What's going on here?
0.83 acres. They actually bought all these different parcels over the course of multiple years to what now feels like your private state park overlooking the North Pacific. It's beautiful out here, just hearing the waves crash in.
This whole section looks like it had collapsed. Do you see how it just drops over here? Do you see it? I'm really worried. I'm really worried about this one.
And up this pathway, you see all this Mediterranean spurge everywhere. And then at the very top, you reach a landing that also has a Japanese soaking tub.
This is awesome. The fact that they've gone out of their way to create all these moments like Japanese, hot tub right in the nature is cool. It gives it utility. Otherwise, it's just no one's ever going to use it. You got to have an excuse to go make the hike, go enjoy it. I like it.
These two pieces of coral reef have actually been imported from Indonesia.
Is that legal? I don't think that's legal. I don't think you can do that.
You have a private pebble beach, and that house is a mid-century masterpiece. It is so pretty, but to get to it is the region's only funicular. And the reason that was actually put in was because the road to get down to the house was a little bit washed away for some natural occurrences.
Natural occurrences? There's a mudslide on the property. Why the hell would someone put a funicular on their property?
So speaking of the homeowner, Mr. Mullen actually was a philanthropist and an avid car collector, actually had one of the world's largest car collections, which made this property specifically perfect for hosting events because we do have a rarity here, which is flat ground. Big Sur is mostly full of these dramatic drops like you see behind us. So this property was perfect for flying in guests on helicopters and having all those cars lined up.
Really? You call that flat? I want to see you, put that Thunderbird in neutral. Let's see what happens. That's not flat, man. Flat is like 0 degrees.
Now heading up this property across the driveway where began this tour, I want you guys to look up at this larger than life horse sculpture done by 𝗕𝗓𝗓.
Dude, this is beautiful. What a beautiful piece.
Right across your infinity edge koi pond. That's a sentence I just said, which doesn't feel real, but they've got it here. And there's a lot of things on this property that don't feel real.
It shouldn't feel real. This could be the biggest flaw of the property. I'm not going to mention it right now. I want you to think about it as we're watching this. I sometimes do this. I pause it so you guys can practice spotting the flaws in the property. Why having a koi pond this big in this property is not such a good idea. Think about it.
It's just gorgeous. And then you have a little seating area to overlook your 43 acres, the North Pacific Ocean.
Okay, this is absolutely gorgeous. You have the right vibe, you have the right energy that matches the landscape you're in. I mean, the guy has nailed it. It doesn't get really better than this.
Imagine that grassy area off that bocce ball court where we have that Ford Thunderbird set up. Just a row of Bugattis and helicopters flying in.
Is he trying to do an NS on me? Just create association by saying Bugattis and helicopters? Just go with the strength of the property. You were doing a decent job so far. Saying Bugattis that have been on this property doesn't affect its value.
Must have had a ton of fun when developing the lay of the land here. We've got blue lilies everywhere, more of a coastal vibe happening as we step into our first casita. We've got a little seating arrangement out front.
Okay, that's a really ugly seating arrangement straight out of Costco. You're killing the vibe here.
Tons of natural light happening in this room. Before we get into the room, I want to mention that there is a full kitchenette in here. So if you're staying here for a week at a time, it's perfect for that.
That's a really weird place to put a dining table. Like all this view, all this vibe in this little nook. This should have been an office.
King size bed set just in the middle.
I'm digging this room. I'm getting a kind of a, Dutch colonial vibe for some reason, but it's cool. I mean, if it's one of the structures, you can mess around, you can play around, give different vibe to each cabin. Not bad. I mean, it opens up. It's not about really, having a living room. It's more about being the outside. So it's cool. So far, so good.
Moving right along, we've got the full en-suites. All of the casitas on this property have en-suites because if you're hosting large events, like Bugatti events.
I swear to God, if you say Bugatti one more time, I will throw your Thunderbird down the freaking hill, okay? Stop it.
So you've got even a walk-in closet.
This was a missed opportunity. I mean, they went very generic. This bathroom could be anywhere. I would have liked to see more wood, more cabin, more rustic. This is very generic finishes. Not digging it.
Amazing views of the Pacific Ocean from your shower. So imagine it's raining. You've got the rainfall shower head. You can just create like a really cool vibe in here.
I think this is cool. I'm down with the, open top, kind of semi-open top shower.
Coming out of the first casita, we're gonna head over into the second here. Stepping through your accordion style doors, all opens up once again into this coastal themed casita. So on my left, we have another little kitchenette. You can stay here for the weekend or the entire week. And then on these tray ceilings, it's stained to mimic the driftwood that we've seen throughout this property, but still keeping a very high-end hotel vibe with a king-size bed.
Yeah, this looks very generic, like from the hotel. I mean, it looks straight from a catalog of restoration hardware 2015 summer. It's fine. If you have 7-8 of them, you can, I guess, decor one of them like this. But I really want to see that rustic Big Sur look, right? It's a very distinct look that you need to execute really well. That's what people go there. They don't want to go to have a hotel experience. They want to have the rustic Big Sur experience.
And with that Japanese koi pond, you're going to notice a lot of inspiration on its interiors, especially with this little fogged glass sliding door.
That just doesn't go. I mean, natural wood next to a metal barn door. Again, what are you doing? Like, decide one of them and go with it. It should have been natural wood.
We're actually going to head across and up once again to another casita. This one has its own theme, again, shaded by these redwood trees. It's beautiful. So we've got these natural stone tiles.
This looks like a trailer. This doesn't look like a casita, okay? This to me is not really doing it.
Coming through into our third casita on the upper portion of this property, you're gonna notice the sloped roof line right here. We have wood paneling on the ceiling where your kitchen is. This one's a little bit different as you do have a 4-burner gas stove.
Okay, it's getting worse and worse. Like, I think that he showed us the nicest one. Now each casita is just getting worse.
This is a queen size bed, just for reference to how much volume we have in this space. It's just a great place for the kids to come and hang out because you also have a ladder which steps you up to a lofted space so you could throw a couple more beds up there.
Kids would like that, and it's cool. I mean, this at least has a little bit of a cabin vibe. Again, this is not the Big Sur look, but it's kind of moving in the right direction.
Right here is a little bit more special.
Okay, he's really cheaped that out. This is like the one that, your guests that you didn't really want to invite over, but you had to because they're friends with your friends. You give them this room. That toilet with the yellow top and this shower, so bad. And the gold doorknobs is just killing me.
Coming down the steps off this casita, back onto the driveway, straight ahead is that main guest house, and above is that caretaker suite. But first, I want to take everyone's eyes up this stone pathway, which actually leads you to a sculpture of a girl with a veil above her head. It's very dramatic, made of metal, setting the tone as you actually come through this Japanese-inspired gate, which could take you straight to your caretaker suite or the main guest house.
The grounds are magnificent. I really like it. I mean, the landscaping, the amount of time, every detail. They've done an excellent job executing the landscaping, the vibe, giving the best use to the lot. Even though he calls it flat, it's really not a flat lot whatsoever. It has like semi-sloped sections, but he's made it magical. He's really made it really impressive. I really like the way they've handled this lot so far.
So down these steps leads you to what is currently a 2-bedroom setup with a full kitchen. Now behind this door, you can already tell it's a little bit different than the rest of the casitas just by the door height. It actually follows the slope line of the roof, so you're kind of crouching around up here on this lofted space, but down below you've got a full kitchen.
Dude, what the hell is this? This is horrible. This should not even be advertised. Like, pretend you don't have this piece. This is like an upside down home, but an upside down cabin. Horrible. Really, really bad.
I'd probably just blow out these floors and make this one big room and really just lean into the Japanese.
This looks ridiculous. Why is this sink by the stairs? Is this a bathroom? Is this a bathroom loft? It's horrible.
But let me know what you guys would do with this space down in the comments.
I would tear it down. I would pretend it never existed.
This is the Zen garden just out front of the main guest house. Caretaker suite is just above the hill.
See, another structure with this kind of a barn, Dutch colonial style. Interesting that most of the, structures are like that.
We're gonna enter into the main guest house. The 70s popularized open concept floor plans, and that holds true with this home being built in 71. So you've got the dining, the living room, and the kitchen all kind of intertwined.
Dude, we know what 1970s style is, but why isn't this renovated? First of all, 1970 design is not going with the rustic look that I would expect in Big Sur. Yes, you've kept it very clean. It looks very, immaculate, in clean, good shape, but you haven't renovated it. Most people will come in and be like, I don't want a 1970s experience after paying $21 million in Big Sur on a property that might be here and might be not here in about 10 years or 20 years. I was really expecting to get like a wow, and it completely let me down.
And then you have this wet stack, natural wood burning fireplace centered in this large living room. Again, everything's open concept.
I love the fact that they have a lot of windows open. This is like a prime view property, so they're really inviting the light to come in. I would have liked to see French doors opening up to the deck. It just feels a little closed. Like they've done that really well with the casitas, right? Like it had that indoor outdoor flow. I would have expected the same thing over here in the guest house, and it just doesn't have it.
Then down this hallway, just off the kitchen, is a little powder room.
Dude, this is like OG original 1970. In great shape, like to a degree that you would feel guilty if you tear it down. But come on, I didn't want to have a 1970 experience. This is not a time capsule to 1970. Give me a Big Sur moment.
We have tons of natural light in this primary suite. So stepping inside here, you're gonna notice the Japanese inspiration even on the handles throughout this entire floor. And as we come in, that natural light hits you, king size bed just for volume, as we got plenty of it here in this space. Imagine getting some work done here at this desk or on the side yard here, reading a magazine or a book.
I really like the setting of the guest house. I mean, it has a side yard, it has proper decking. Remember, it had that Japanese garden. That was a lot of flat area over there. It was really cool. So it has that potential to be a really good, guest house. But again, they didn't want to spend any money on the inside.
Go down this hallway bathroom, double vanity, more natural wood. You walk into this open shower, and there's actually driftwood at the end of this picture frame window. But now I think it's time that we go down the funicular and check out the main house. Coming down from where we had coffee earlier, we also have a circular log sculpture. It's another unique piece of artwork we have on this property. And then just below is your koi pond. So this is the main koi pond that feeds the infinity edge koi pond down below. And some of these koi are like 2 feet long.
Okay, do you know why I think having a koi pond of this magnitude, of this size, was a big mistake for this property? First of all, off these koi ponds and the rivers connecting from them, water leaks to the soil. And this area, Big Sur in general, has a very weak soil to begin with. That's why it has mudslides. And then the weight of the water. Ponds are heavy. Water weighs a ton. It weighs a lot, right? So when you put these ponds right at the edge, it puts pressure on the soil and you're contributing to future mudslides. You're not helping the situation.
You have the waterfall trickling below this bridge as we step into the only funicular in Big Sur.
Because the road has been washed away. This is the only way down.
This is the ultimate James Bond entrance to any home.
What if you're having a bad day? What if you don't want to have a James Bond moment? What if you just want to go down quickly? You know how slow that's going to move down? Your wife is going to be calling. He's like, babe, dinner's getting cold. Come over. You're like, babe, I'm doing my James Bond thing.
You're here. You're here at your house. It only took a couple minutes, right? If you come in here, this is something that is hard to put in words. So I'm glad we're videoing and walking this entire property with you guys. You're literally standing on the edge of this property. No railings, just pure views.
That should be scary. I mean, the water, the wave is eroding the cliffside from this side, and the rain and the fire that comes from the mountains erodes it from the other side. It's just a matter of time. Buying this property is like playing Russian roulette. You don't want to be the last guy.
Got a bell here. Tell everyone dinner's ready, and if you want to get a little more shade, you actually can pull this right here.
I'm digging this deck. Amazing. Again, it sticks out. You have views panoramic from all sides, and the coastline is beautiful. But part of the beauty of the coastline, it's these rugged, rigid, falling cliffs, right? That makes it so dramatic. Buying this property is like playing with fire. It's like you're asking for it. Like, what's wrong with you?
We're gonna get down to the grounds here in a moment, but I want to tour this living room with you guys. Just the smells that are coming out of this room is just amazing. All these redwood trees. It's actually illegal to cut down redwoods here in California. So
look at this. This is the Big Sur moment I was looking for. Absolute to perfection. It's not trying to be something else. There's still that 1970s look, but now it's rustic. Now it's just cabiny. It's just beautiful. I love this. I love the fact that they've incorporated the fabric or the, the shade for the sunlight. It just really looks magical. I love this so far. And you have good scale. I mean, this is not, again, 21 million. None of the structures are really justifying it. But this is like magical. This is definitely a magical space.
And then above this fireplace is a whalebone. Like, it's crazy. And also, since being here, I've seen dolphins and actually whale spouts.
This house should also come with a speedo, because you might actually get to meet the whale, the seals, the dolphins one day.
More of the grid lined as we enter into the open concept kitchen and dining room, seating for 8 at this long wooden table. And I would say this property has the best views anywhere in Big Sur, because this is the lowest pointed structure where we're standing. No one's gonna get lower than you for 100 miles. It's just beautiful. So you can stand at any one of these windows.
See, I don't mind the fact that they've kept it original here. This is the look I was going for, but the other room, the other guest house just didn't deliver this vibe. This is very magical, but again, it's definitely on the smaller side. I don't know if it justifies, like, having 8 small structures. I don't know if it justifies the 21 million price tag. You gotta have at least one decent home. So far, this is, again, it's a small cabin.
So peaceful here. No one is gonna bother you. You also have a private beach down below.
I want to see it. I want to see how we're going to get there.
In the kitchen, step inside, you have this driftwood that you can hang pots and pans.
Look at that kitchen. This is what I was expecting. This definitely kills it for me. Amazing. Beautiful. Look at that palette. Look how beautiful this palette is.
This is the only thing that has been renovated in this entire house. So you're going to see some somewhat updated new Miele appliances, double ovens, 6-burner gas stove. You also have this work area.
See, dark floors, dark beams, natural wood, like bluish, turquoise-ish backsplash with gray top. This palette is to die for. Matching it with beautiful, beautiful plates, open shelving. This is to perfection. This is what I was expecting. Thank you very much.
Here's a little seating area up here. You got these vaulted ceilings in here, and then you're gonna notice all these windows. I mean, the views in here, guys. I just cannot imagine waking up here every morning. It's just breathtaking. So as you step inside the suites, you've got that grid pattern.
Wow, look at this. This is like a writer's cabin. Unbelievable. Again, this is like mid-century cabin. Amazing execution. This is like, this should be in a magazine. This is a really, really well done original Big Sur cabin. Perfection.
The vaulted ceilings with the beams everywhere. As you step up, front and center is this deep bathtub, and then wrapped in marble as well, included here on the double vanity, more natural wood everywhere. And this is your office. Honestly, so surreal. Look at this shot.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. How they incorporated the office desk to the bedroom. It seems like a loft, well thought out, cabinetry, the way the room bends, the view, the elevation difference. This is to perfection. This is like, absolutely magazine quality.
So let's go down and check out that part.
Okay, I'm kind of sad now. Eventually, this is gonna be, part of the sea. It's gonna go. sooner or later, and this makes me sad, but I guess that's part of life.
Coming off the primary suite, down a flight of stairs, we're gonna enter onto our grounds area here at the primary suite house. These views, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to get over this. I've been here a couple times now, and it's just as amazing as the first time. And we've got another driftwood sculpture of a horse here.
You know how they say like animals have an instincts and they know before humans know like an event's about to happen? I feel like this horse knows. And it's like, don't leave me here. I don't want to be the last one standing.
And you got these beams coming out, providing more structure to the base of the home as we step into a couple bedrooms. So you've got more of that natural seating here. It smells amazing. They all have bathrooms with kind of that pebble theme here on the ensuite. So full bathrooms.
Okay, this got really generic. Like you completely went out of style over here. But at least we're getting 2 bedrooms on a different elevation. It's very like casita. The whole property is casita. I guess if that's your thing, it's fine. I would have expected a little bit more one property, cohesive, you know, connected, at least a 3-bedroom, right? This is like, again, top level. It's like a duplex.
This is where we have that gas fireplace and this little secret area that we can get to on this lowest pointed part on this property. So imagine gathering right here with your friends. You also have a hot tub right here as well.
It's a great place to put it, but I don't know if it's helping the property stay on the cliff for longer.
If you're brave enough, you walk across the secret pathway, and this is where the lowest pointed part on this property is. Literally step down this railing, and then you go down.
See, I think there was a pathway here to the beach at one point, but it just stops over here. How are you going to go to the beach? You told me you have beach access, and you got to show it to me. I didn't see any steps leading to the beach, and that's just false advertisement.
To get down to this little seating area, and you can just have some amazing conversations.
Look at the erosion over here, right? Like this area is just dodgy as hell.
It has to be one of the most beautiful properties we've ever had the privilege of touring here on the channel. And I not only wanted to give a huge thank you to the listing agents, Zach and Nicole.
Okay, we didn't see a beach access. I'm going to assume it doesn't have beach access. But if you were to ask me, Arvin, should I purchase this property? And if so, how much should I pay for it? If you were consulting with me, link is in the description. I will tell you, look, I wouldn't buy it for myself, but it's a beautiful property. It's an amazing setting, but it's not an investment. I want you to think of this property as a lease deal, okay? So pay as much for it for as long as you think you will get use out of this property. And then if you end up not being the last person and you find another sucker buying it after you, then great. Otherwise, don't buy this property. Now, I have another video of a coastal property right above a cliff with railroad tracks going right underneath and a few miles away from a nuclear power plant. You can check that video over here. And remember, real estate mistakes are expensive. If you want to consult with me, link is in the description, and I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.